Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. This is your Battleship's Extended Warranty. In today's video, we are going to be showcasing 3 games that we had in the 3v3 ranked tier 4 battles. Now, for our first battle, we are going to be rocking the USS Nevada, and obviously, the best game is going to be saved for last. And on our first salvo, we are going to start shooting this Nevada. Let's see what happens. He's almost broadside. We get about 7,000 damage, a pretty decent first shot at him, few penetrations. As you can see, our teammate on the right, the destroyer, he is going out hopefully to be spotting things. And our Pitor Veliki is staying to our left. Destroyer ends up spotting the enemy Nevada, which there are 2 of them. And we are going to see which one presents themselves as a better target for us to shoot at. Now this Nevada in front of us is presenting himself as a fairly decent target to shoot at. He is basically broadside onto us. And that's never good when you're broadside to an enemy battleship or an enemy battleship. As you can see, we get about 15,000 damage on him, not on us. And we take out one of his gun turrets, and he barely gets any damage on us. We are fairly decently angled, so he's going to have a hard time doing a whole damage to us. And that is a very, very important skill when you're a battleship player, is knowing when to give too much angle and when not to give much angle. And we are trying to do that right now. Trying to give angle, trying not to give angle. It just depends on what you are facing against. Now, enemy Fletcher, we end up butchering that shot. I didn't really know what he was doing. I couldn't tell if he was slowing down, speeding up. And so we just end up completely missing that shot altogether, which is not good on our part. But we are going to end up carrying somewhat this match. So I guess we're going to make up for that very poor shot we had on the USS Farragut. We're going to pop one of our heals because they have been getting fire damage on us. And now we're going to shoot this enemy Nevada. He is presenting himself as one of the best targets for us. And there's the other one right there. And then we decide that we're going to shoot him. He is basically flat broadside on us. And we're just going to send him the shells and basically just delete him right there. Now up to 44,000 damage and 2 enemy ships left. Now we have to play this very carefully here because they have a smoke screen, which means we cannot see them. Or at least now we can see one of the ships. He is the enemy USS Nevada, the only battleship remaining on their team. And what we are going to do, we are going to aim at his gun turrets, see if we can possibly take them out so he cannot deal any more damage to us. So we're aiming right at those gun turrets, and we're going to take the shot right there. And we end up knocking 2 of them out temporarily, which is definitely good for us. That forces him to damage con, which means if our secondaries start shooting at him and they happen to set a fire, that means we are going to have a permanent fire on him for at least a minute, which is definitely going to be favorable for us and not for him. Now that USS Farragut, he gets spotted because he is shooting at us and his smoke screen just dissipated, and he's going to do something quite stupid. He is going to run into his sinking teammate right there. And so we are going to line up a shot, wait for him to run aground onto that enemy ship, take the shot right there, and let's see what happens. Few thousand damage. Now, we made a huge mistake right here. We gave way too much angle to this enemy Nevada right here, and as you can see, he took a huge amount of damage, or health away from us, I should say, but for us it was a lot of damage, you know. Definitely not what we wanted. We ended up setting a fire on him with our secondaries, and now we know we must take the Nevada out because we do not want him repeating that thing on us that he just did. So we're going to take the shot right here in 1 second. Boom. There he goes. He is going to sink to the ocean. We happen to take one of his gun turrets out, which isn't really going to matter very much because he is sinking to the bottom of the ocean. He's not going to be able to use them anyway. And so then this USS Farragut, he is trying to kill us, but sadly for him, he is the last ship remaining. I don't think he has any more torpedoes left, and he has fairly low health. One of our teammates ends up shooting him first, then we end up getting the next shot, which is the one that finishes him off. Now we finished that first match with 60,000 damage, first place, which I would say is a very, very good game, but it's only going to get better from here and more interesting. Now let's go on to the next match. Now in this match we are going to be rocking the USS Farragut, an American Tier 4 destroyer. And the first target we see that we can shoot at is the KMS Königsberg Tier 4 German cruiser. We end up shooting him our first shot, and then we end up shooting the island the next shot. I thought I could have enough clearance to maybe shoot him, but evidently we did not have enough clearance. Now we're going to try to capture this base and hunt these guys down, which is basically going to be our goal. Just hunt these guys down, spot, torp, do the typical destroyer things. Now sadly, the Königsberg ends up taking out I think it was the Königsberg that we had in our team, I'm not really sure. I'm just going to say he took out our friendly cruiser because I don't know which cruiser we had on our team. And that is definitely not a favorable thing to be happening. Now we're going to get out here and see if we can spot these guys. Now we can see they have a smoke screen, which means only one thing. The destroyer has popped that smoke screen. He is trying to defend his teammates. Spot KMS Königsberg and the HMS Iron Duke out here. We're going to shoot torps at both targets, potentially hitting both of them, or hopefully hitting both of them. Now this Königsberg has a sonar, and I did not realize this. I forgot the Königsberg had a sonar, and he ends up spotting us in our smoke screen. So we are going to have to make a desperate attempt to try to evade his shells that he is sending at us. And this is definitely going to be interesting. You can believe that I am quite terrified in this very position. I have 3 ships shooting at me, battleship, a cruiser, and a destroyer. We end up hitting 1 torpedo on the Iron Duke, and we are just going to continue fleeing because we definitely cannot face all these guys in a small little gunboat. Now we are desperately trying to get our teammate to shoot at this Königsberg because he can do a lot of damage and we are still being detected by his sonar. So we're going to open up fire on him because we don't really have anything else we can do because we are going to be detected no matter what. Now, very happily for us, the teammate hears our calls, he shoots at the Königsberg, takes a big chunk of his health away. Then we end up getting the few finishing blows on him. And now we have one of the biggest threats to us out of the match, except for this Acasta and a battleship. These guys are pretty terrifying to us because they can still do a lot of damage to us, and we do not have very much health left. We only have 2,000 health. And what we're going to do here is send some torpedoes for this Iron Duke. He is under half health, so it shouldn't take much to finish him off. And that is exactly what we're going to do, and we are going to start shooting at him with our guns because he cannot see us. Thankfully, the enemy destroyer popped the smoke screen right there, which is definitely favorable for us, but not favorable for them. And we're just going to keep shooting at them. And here come the torpedoes. I bet he's not happy about this because he can't really get away from this wall of skill. And there they go. They end up finishing him off. And the last remaining ship is the destroyer. Now you know what that means, guys. It is destroyer hunting season. And he has a fairly decent amount of health left, and we do not. We all have under 3,000 health, and look at him. He's basically full health. We're going to start taking shots at him. And the best thing about this ship, it has very quick reloading guns for its tier. All American destroyers mostly have very quick reloads under 3 to 4 seconds, which is very, very good, especially in a setting like this where you have pretty decent torpedoes and very good guns to take out destroyers very quickly, which is a huge advantage. Now, if we were in a Acasta and he was in a frigate, we would have died, so let's just put it that way. Now, he has popped another smoke screen, and he gets spotted right there. We're going to take a shot at him, or I should say multiple shots, trying to finish him off. Now look at how much damage these shells do each time they hit him. That's a lot of damage to be taken into the destroyer, and he barely does anything back to us. Now we're going to finish him off for our 3rd kill of the game, and that's going to settle this match. Another win in the books, 50,000 damage. And yeah, I would say that's a really good match for the USS Farragut. And now, let's get straight on to the next match, the best one out of all. Now for our final match in today's video, we are going to be using the Piotr Veliki, Tier 4 Russian battleship. And look at all these battleships we have in front of us, and they have absolutely no clue what we are about to do to them. We are about to give them the punishment that was due. And you can imagine that these guys are going to be freaking out when they see us charging at them very, very aggressively. And that's exactly what we are going to do. The first guy in front of us is the USS Texas. We're going to take a shot at him. And look at how much damage we do. We take almost all his health away. 31,000 damage. 3 citadels. That's a massive amount of damage right there. Then this guy in front of us, the Koenig, we're also going to give him a micro punishment. And we take a fairly decent amount of his health away. Already up to 43,000 damage in just under a few seconds. Now there goes the USS Texas. Our teammate finishes him off. And now we see this Congo right in front of us, flat broadside. Now the thing that I didn't do was aim to the rear of his ship because that is where Citadel is. I forgot that's where Citadel was. But then I remembered, after realizing that that shot didn't give us a whole ton of damage, it gave us a pretty good amount, but it wasn't a Citadel shot. Then I realized, oh, his Citadel is in the back. I had completely forgotten about that. So in this next shot right here, in a few seconds, we are going to aim in the back to get ourselves the first Citadel shot on him. And you can see, aim right about there, zoom in, we're going to take the shot for our first Citadel of the match. And as you can see, it was pretty good, 15,000 damage. Up to 75,000 damage. We are just destroying these guys, and they can't really do anything about us. Our armor is very good, our guns are very good. So this is basically the perfect position to be in a Pitor Veliki in the ranked battles. Now the funny thing about the situation is this Congo is going to try to run away, which is not really going to go very well for him because he can't really run away. We've already basically killed him. And we're just going to take the shot right here, finish him off. Goodbye, Congo. I'm sorry that we had to do this to you. And, you know, bye. Go back to the ocean. And so we finish him off right there. Another Citadel for us. And now it's time to fight this enemy Koenig. And we are pretty low health because he got some really good shots on us. We were basically broadside to him. And one very important thing to know about this ship. If you go broadside, you will be punished. Russian battleships are not good at going broadside. Well, most ships aren't, but especially Russian battleships. We're going to take the kill shot right here to finish them off. Well, we thought it was going to be the kill shot, but it wasn't. And now we're going to get our rear guns involved, and we're going to finish them off here. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching, and peace out, guys. Love y'all.